followed Equestria, prologue, of Pip-Bucks and Cutie Marks. If I'm going to tell you about the adventure of my life, explain how I got to this place with these people, and why I did what I'm going to do next, I should probably start by explaining a little bit about Pip-Bucks. What is a Pip-Buck? A Pip-Buck is a device worn on a foreleg just above the hoof, issued to every pony in the stable when they become old enough to start work. A blending of unicorn pony magic and science, your Pip-Buck will keep a constant measure of your health and even help administer healing poultices and other medicine, track and organize everything in your saddle packs, assist in repairs, and keep all manner of notes and maps available at a hoof tap. Plus, it allows you to listen to the stable broadcast whenever you would feel like it, as it can tune into and decrypt about just about any radio frequency. And that's not all. A pony's Pip-Buck generates an EFS, Eyes Forward Sparkle, and that will indicate direction and help gauge whether the ponies or creatures around you are hostile. And, perhaps most impressively, a Pip-Buck can magically aid you in a battle for brief periods of time through the use of STATS, S-A-T-S, Stable, Tech, Arcane, Targeting Spell. Oh, and a feature not to be forgotten, it can keep track of the location of tagged objects or people, including the wearers of other Pip-Bucks. So, if a pony somehow got lost, don't ask me how you get lost in a stable, but it does happen on occasion, then any pony who knew the lost pony's tag could find them instantly. It can even be made to glow like a lamp. So yes, Pip-Bucks really are a testament to unicorn pony arcane magic. And yes, having a Pip-Buck is a big advantage. So, with how wonderful and miraculous all that just sounded, it's hard to impress upon ponies who never lived in a stable just how ordinary, how pedestrian a Pip-Buck was in the eyes of the ponies of Stable 2. And why I was disappointed to have one as my cutie mark. Every pony in Stable 2 had a Pip-Buck. All the stuff I mentioned, most ponies don't even use half of that. They just use it to tune into the stable broadcast, listening to the sweet, sweet voice of Velvet Remedy in the evenings or the latest school singing competitions during the day. The stable had 2 soccer leagues, one that allowed SATs and one that prohibited it. Otherwise, most ponies paid their Pip-Bucks almost no attention at all. The Overmare issues each pony their own Pip-Buck on the day of the cutie mark party, usually a day or two after you get the mark on your flanks that tell every pony what makes you special, what you're destined to be good at. Once it shows, the Overmare knows what work to assign you. You know your place in the stable. So no, I was not thrilled to have what made me special was something that every pony had, which was a lot like being told I wasn't special at all. Sure, getting a Pip-Buck as my cutie mark meant I was destined to become an awesome Pip-Buck or Parafilly or something, but in reality, it was like getting a cutie mark of a cutie mark. Didn't help that I was the last pony to get her cutie mark. Not surprising in retrospect. Kind of tough to find out what you're good at when you're supposed to be good at is something that you don't get until you find out what you're supposed to be good at. So I tried everything. I even tried to invent new things. As a unicorn pony myself, my innate magics allowed me a level of fine manipulation that earth ponies don't enjoy. Any pony can hold a key in their teeth and open a lock, but using multiple tools in very delicate operation, that requires precision levitation. So I decided to learn to pick locks with a bobby pin and a screwdriver. And I was even getting pretty good at it. Unfortunately, it didn't get me my cutie mark. It just got me into trouble. Even, to my humiliation, went through the CAT, Cutie Mark Aptitude Test, in hopes that it would guide me to what made me special. But no. My cat was utterly average, with only marginally higher scores in a couple areas, indicating that I might be suited for work as a Pip-Buck technician or stable loyalty inspector. 2 options, I should note, were even less impressive when you considered it was generally expected that unicorn ponies would go into either technical or administrative work. That is, except the unicorn ponies who are natural artists, like Velvet Remedy. As I said before, our inherent magic allows us a sort of fine manipulation that technical work demands. Likewise, the Overmare and her government were always unicorn ponies. It is the Overmare's unicorn magic, after all, that creates the false sunlight that used to grow our underground apple orchard. And while our apples might not look like those beautiful red things in the old books, they are what keeps us alive. It was only because they let me try my hooves at both positions that I gained access to a Pip-Buck before receiving my own. Otherwise, I might never have gotten my cutie mark. Oh, my name's Little Pip. Go figure. I was given the name because I was the youngest and the smallest, and my mother even had a good sense not to call me Pipsqueak. Not that I don't love her, but when a Philly's cutie mark is a glass of hard apple cider. Anyway, funny how names turn out like that sometimes. Pleased to meet you. Here's my story.